Hello everyone, Soberoni of G&A Reviews here with my event guide for 2019's Nero Fest in FGO NA. Just like with all my guides, this is going to be a very in-depth look at the event, covering everything from the new craft essences to the farming strategies. So to make things a little easier, I have included timestamps in the description below so you can jump ahead to whichever part of the video you need the most. And this is actually going to be part 1 of 2. This portion of the event guide is just going to be for general event overview and farming, while part 2 will specifically cover the challenge quest in Nero Fest. So look forward to that later on this week. Other than that, I should mention that if you do want to participate in Nero Fest, the only requirement is that you clear Fuyuki, which is the first story chapter. Once you do that, you are free to participate. So without further ado, let's get right into the event, starting with the servants. Despite there being no new servants for this event and no welfare servants, we still do have a pretty loaded banner. First off, on Rate Up, we have the 4-star Nero Claudius. She is a Saber class servant with a max attack of 9,449 and a max HP of 11,753. She has an AoE Arts Noble Phantasm and is a pretty solid damage dealer and tank if you're in the market for a balanced Saber. Moving on, we have two 5-stars that are going to be on Rate Up. First off, we have Brynhilda. She's a 5-star Lancer with a max attack of 11,432 and a max HP of 14,825. She has a single target Buster Noble Phantasm and is one of the best Lancers in the game when it comes to pure firepower. Finally, our last Rate Up servant is going to be Nero Claudius Bride. She is a 5-star Saber with a max attack of 11,607 and a max HP of 14,248. She has a single target Arts Noble Phantasm and is one of the best support servants in the game. All three of these servants are very strong and worth rolling for, making this an excellent banner. In addition to these servants on Rate Up, we're also going to be receiving a brand new costume for the 4-star Nero. This is her Bloomer's costume, and it is unlockable through the event. Even though we don't have any new servants for the event, we do have a bunch of new craft essences. We'll have 5 in total, 3 are going to be available in the gacha, 1 is going to be available in the shop, and 1 is going to be a reward in the lottery. Starting off with the gacha craft essences first, we have the 3-star Muscle Cavalier. This craft essence is going to boost your Buster card effectiveness by 3%, increase your crit strength by 8%, and increase bronze medal drops by 1. If you max limit break it, it's going to increase Buster card effectiveness by 5%, crit strength by 10%, and bronze medal drops by 2. This is an excellent budget Buster crit craft essence for servants like Nobunaga or Kid Gil. Next up, we have the 4-star Food Coliseum. It increases quick card effectiveness and HP recovery amount by 10%, and it'll also increase silver Nero medal drops by 1. If you max limit break it, it's going to increase quick card effectiveness by 15%, HP recovery amount by 20%, and silver medal drops by 2. It's a pretty niche craft essence, but it can be useful on quick servants that have a heal like Jack or Ku. And finally, the last gacha craft essence is the 5-star Battle Olympia. This will increase your Arts and Buster card effectiveness by 8% and increase your NP gauge by 50% at the start of the battle. In addition, it's going to increase your gold medal drops by 1. If you max limit break it, it's going to increase Arts and Buster card effectiveness by 10% and increase your NP gauge by 60%, while increasing gold medal drops by 2. This is an excellent craft essence for mixed deck Arts Buster attackers like Emiya or David, and it's also really strong on Buster casters like Ilya, Nero Caster, and Sanzo. Moving on to the shop craft essence, it is Cheer for Master. It's a 5-star craft essence that increases your quick Arts and Buster card effectiveness by 6% and also grants you 3 crit stars per turn. It also increases the amount of pedal drops by 1 for this event, and if you max limit break it, it's going to increase your quick Arts and Buster card effectiveness by 8%, grant you 4 crit stars per turn, and increase pedal drops by 2. This is a really good all-around craft essence that works well on pretty much any servant, but it has the best synergy with Saber Shiki because it doubles the effects of her connection to the root passive, and it also works really well Unbrynhilda and Gil because they benefit the most from start generating buster damage and NP gain. And last but not least, we have the Lottery Craft Essence 2 Gods and 3 Legs. This is a 5-star CE that increases your NP strength by 15% and applies Guts one time, reviving you with 1 HP. In addition, just for this event, it's going to increase your attack by 100%. If you max limit break it, it's going to increase your NP strength by 20% and increase your attack strength by 200%. Very niche craft essence outside of the event, but it is ideal for low HP attackers like Hijikata and Mary and Bonnie. The shop for this event is very similar to every other event. There's going to be 3 different currencies: bronze medals, silver medals, and gold medals. You'll be able to trade in bronze medals for 1 copy of Cheer for Master, as well as Homunculus Babies, Yggdrasil Seeds, Void Dust, 3-star foes, and 1 4-star foe. Silver medals will trade in for another copy of Cheer for Master, as well as Chaos Talons, Meteor Horseshoes, Eternal Gears, Saber, Lancer, and Caster Pieces, and another 4-star foe. And finally, the gold medals will trade in for 2 copies of Cheer for Master, Scarab of Wisdom, Phoenix Plumes, Octuplet Crystals, Crystal Lores, Saber, Lancer, and Caster Monuments, and another copy of a 4-star foe. If you're wondering how many of these you're going to need in total, if you want to clear out the shop, you're going to need 3,600 bronze medals, 3,900 silver medals, and 5,400 gold medals. You should also notice that there's only 4 copies of the event craft essence available to purchase in the shop, which means if you plan on max limit breaking this craft essence, you're going to have to get lucky and find one as a random drop during the event. The format for this event is going to be a lottery. For those of you who are unfamiliar with lottery events, just know that they are extremely important, and in fact, many people consider them to be the best type of events. The reason for this, without getting into too much of the messy math, is that lottery events are the most AP efficient events in the game. They allow you to farm skill gems and ascension materials like Knight's Medals and Chains without having to deal with bad, inconsistent drop rates. Basically, lottery events are the best way to stockpile ascension materials. And this particular lottery event is extremely important because it gives you skill gems for every class. Skill gems are an extremely valuable resource, so do make sure you obtain as many of them as you can, because the next lottery with skill gems isn't going to be until Christmas. The way this lottery is going to work is there's going to be a box with 300 items, including blue, red, and yellow skill gems, forbidden pages, mana prisms, bronze, silver, and gold apples, knight medals, heroes proof, 3-star and 4-star experience, fool's chains, friend points, and QP. Each roll of the lottery box costs 2 petals, and it costs 600 petals to clear an entire box. Boxes 1 through 10 will also grant you a grand prize. Boxes 1 through 5 have the event craft essence as the grand prize, box 6 has the Nero costume as the grand prize, and boxes 7 through 10 have golden foes. Once you obtain the grand prize or you clear out all the items in a box, you can then reset the box and restock all the items. Boxes 11 onward won't have any grand prizes, and you won't be able to obtain gold or silver apples. There are an unlimited number of boxes, so you can farm until 9,999 or however many you need. I always recommend clearing a box before you reset it though, just so you can be sure to obtain everything. There isn't going to be an actual story for this event like there is in traditional events. It's more just a couple of scenes that lead to a bunch of repeatable free quests. The event is going to be split into 3 parts. There's going to be a qualifier round, a semi-final round, and then the finals. Each of these sections has 6 different free quests, each of them varying in difficulty from easy to hard. And these rounds are only going to last for a certain number of days. The preliminary round is going to last for 3 days, the semi-finals last for 4 days, and the finals last for 5 days. Once the round is over, those free quests will disappear completely, and they're going to be replaced by the next set of free quests for the following round. This event is going to be very unfriendly to new players, but keep in mind that you don't have to beat every battle to get to the next round, so just complete the ones that you're able to do. As you can see, there's going to be a wide range of servants that you're going to be up against every round, so you're going to need a strong, fully leveled servant in every class. There's no easy way around this. It's going to be difficult to rely on just 1 or 2 servants to carry you through the whole event, so if you are a newer player, make sure you make liberal use of your friends list. When it comes to farming the currency for the shop, there is no bonus servants for this event, so you're only going to have to rely on craft essences to increase your drop amounts. First and foremost, you should focus on getting the 3-star craft essence from the friend point gacha, just to make farming bronze medals a lot easier. After that, prioritize getting the event craft essence from the shop first, but don't max limit break it, keep it in separate copies until the end of the event. Thankfully, farming this event is very straightforward. There's going to be different farming spots in every round, but they're all following the same pattern. For example, the best spots to farm bronze medals are going to be in the Novice quest, which is the 10 AP, and the 40 AP Expert. Regardless of whether you're in the qualifying round, the semifinals, or the finals, that's always going to be the best place to farm bronze medals. Likewise, silver medals are going to drop in the intermediate 20 AP and the expert 40 AP. You're going to want to farm gold medals in the 40 AP hero quest, and you're going to want to farm petals in the 40 AP champion quest. I do heavily recommend farming bronze and silver medals in the expert 40 AP quest as opposed to the novice or intermediate, unless you have a ton of event craft essences, in which case it may be more AP efficient to farm the lower AP quests. But for the most part, farming expert is going to be what you're going to want to do for bronze and silver, and let's take a look at what enemies you're going to be up against in each round. So when farming for the bronze and silver medals, in the first round, in the qualifier, you're going to be up against Emiya, Tamamo Cat, Boudica, and Raiko. In the semifinals, you'll be up against Jean, Jolter, Amakusa, and Jean Lily Alter. And in the final rounds, you're going to be up against Ibaraki, Wuze-shan, Nursery Rhyme, and Jack. When you're farming the gold medals, you're going to be up against Shuten and Kintoki in the beginner round. In the semifinals, you'll be up against Romulus and Proto Arthur, and in the finals, you'll be up against Marie, Nightingale, and Dantes. And finally, when it comes to petal farming, you'll be up against Helena and Sherlock in the qualifying round, Arash, Nidocris, and Ozymandias in the semifinals, and Castor Gill and Nero Bride in the final round. As you can see, there's a wide range of enemies you'll be up against, so make sure you choose your opponents wisely when you're deciding to farm. And of course, besides the event currency, you're also going to want to farm Ascension materials. There's going to be a wealth of Ascension materials to farm, so we're going to cover this round by round, starting with the qualifiers. In the qualifying round, you can farm Hero's Proof, Dragon Fangs, Knight's Medals, Stingers, Talons, Gallbladders, Phoenix Plumes, Scarabs, and Snake Jewels. In the semifinals, you can farm Chains, Homunculus Babies, Yggdrasil Seeds, Gears, Bicorn Horns, Night Medals, Spirit Roots, Horseshoes, and Wine. And then in the finals, you can farm Bones, Lamps, Spinal Fluid, Tar, Gears, Longinose, Octuplet Crystals, Hearts, and Pages. And while all these Ascension materials are great, I do still highly recommend that you focus on farming petals so that you can clear as many lottery boxes as you can. And that wraps up everything I have to say in part 1 of this event guide. This is a very straightforward event, not as confusing as it may seem at first. Just make sure you prioritize farming for that shop craft essence as soon as you can, and once you obtain that, get whatever else you need from the shop, and then strictly farm as many petals as possible. You're going to want to use apples to farm these petals, and just clear as many lottery boxes as you can. At a bare minimum, at least clear enough lottery boxes to get 5 copies of the event craft essence and the Nero costume. That lottery craft essence is going to be invaluable during the challenge quest, and that Nero costume is just extremely rare. If this guide did help you, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so that you can be alerted when part 2 pops up covering the challenge quest for the event. If you haven't already, do join the party over at our Discord, follow us on Twitter, and follow us on Twitch. And I will see you all in part 2. Sobroni signing out. Later.